What's poppin', Attack Squad? It's your boy SatAttack. When you guys see the title, about to check out the vicious story of Lisa Straub and Johnny Clarke. Hopefully I said your name right. But we're gonna check this out. It's a long 45-minute video, so get you guys popcorn, get you guys snacks or whatever. But we're gonna check this out. Road 2 can't help out. We're gonna stupid a dummy. But I like watching these type of videos. I know it's probably a tragic ending for Lisa and Johnny. I feel like it's tragic, but it puts life into perspective, bro. Like, you could be the quietest, nicest person ever, but depending on who you hang out with, depending on not even who you hang out with, it could be a random person just trying to be nosy, trying to be jealous or whatever the case may be. But and they could just end it, bro. That's how precious life is, bro. Like, life is crazy. Like, there's someone probably 12:22 in the morning fearing for their life right now, bro. That's how crazy life is, bro. Like, we don't know who's going through what right now. But we're gonna check this out. But let's get straight to it. Like I say, good job, Pop.
Today's case examines the brutal double.
At least we get to hear the story. You feel me? There's people out there that get killed every day that don't got like a story. They don't get to find their killer. Like, for example, we had a person like killed 2 people out of front of like our block, like a block. He's on a walkway to the other side of the street. He ran 2 people over. Never got caught, bro. Never got caught. Like, he probably fled the country type stuff.
On the side of a young couple in a quiet suburban neighborhood. The case was unusual, with a friend claiming to overhear the start of the attack over the phone.
County 911. Oh my God, we just called the police here. I'm on anger. Yes, but we need a rescue coming. You got over here who are his head.
And as the investigator.
What? Imagine being on a phone like that, bro. What? Wait. What, bro? Imagine me on the phone with your friend and you hear the last moments, bro. What?
Unfolded, it seemed that many of those closest to the couple were unwilling to share what they knew with police.
Why?
Did he sound like he was out of breath?
No.
Did he sound like he was scared or nervous?
No.
Someone you knew?
Did he sound like he knew them people?
That's why I said I think that whoever did it, he knew.
It would
That
take
is tough, bro. That is tough. That is. It's people you know.
a year for investigators to
you really
sift
don't know.
through the
Yeah.
web of lies and half-truths.
Know
before
who you're
arrest
hanging
could
out
be
with,
made.
bro.
Yet 10 years later, questions remain.
Hanging out with too many people, you might end up hanging out with the
Do
wrong
police
person.
really have their killer?
10
And
years
who
later, they're
else was
still
involved?
questioning it.
This is the disturbing case of Johnny Clarke and Lisa Straub.
Tragic.
Before we start, we would like to send our deepest sympathies to the loved ones of Johnny Clarke and Lisa Straub, who fell victim to the abominable acts described in this case.
Absolutely. My bad. Did they say how old they were? Like, bro, they seem young as hell. Is that the killer that we see in the beginning that they're questioning?
It was midwinter in Toledo, Ohio.
Ohio.
Snow covered the streets of the quiet suburban neighborhood
It's a
of Holland.
quiet neighborhood, and something like this happened, bro. What? That'll shake the whole community up, bro. Cause you don't know who did it, and it's a quiet neighborhood, bro. Like, bro, come on.
Residents had long since turned in for the night, but at 2161 Longacre Lane, a nightmare was unfolding. Officers arrived at the house on Longacre Lane sometime just before 2 a.m. They found there were lights on inside.
Wait, my bad for pausing it. The call in the beginning, didn't she call it right away? She heard the start of the rumble or whatever. She called it. Did she call the cops and they pulled up to the house? And they like didn't go in? Like, she said there was like a break. Like, bro, what? I'm so confused on what just happened.
But no one was answering the door. A search of the property revealed nothing suspicious, and with no probable cause.
Bro, she's legit. Bro, she said she heard bro.
Break into the home, they left. 2161 Longacre Lane was the home of Jeff and Mary Beth Straub, 3 days earlier, the couple had left for a cruise to celebrate their 25th wedding anniversary, leaving their daughter, 20-year-old Lisa Straub, and her boyfriend, Johnny Clarke.
Bro, my bad for keep pausing, but like this is gonna be like the main point. Like, bro, they on a bro. That's the worst spot for a parent, my bad. That's the worst thing for a parent, bro. You wanna like, bro, you come back like they probably have no like. I'm stuck, bro. I don't know, but like they're on a cruise, bro. You can't turn around a cruise and come back home, bro. I want like, how they get the news,
Age
bro?
21, in charge of the house. Lisa.
That's the worst feeling as a parent I can imagine, bro.
Johnny had been dating off and on since the summer of 2009. For the first time, the pair had rented an apartment in Toledo. But with Johnny attending barber school and Lisa working part-time at TGI Fridays while attending nursing college, money was tight. In December 2010, Lisa's parents agreed to let the couple move back into the family home. With their extended vacation coming up, it seemed like an arrangement that would benefit everyone.
You on vacation?
Just 3 days after the Straubs left for their cruise, Johnny's mother, May T, would
I
play.
don't know how long cruises are, but they're definitely not quicker than 3 days.
First of 4 911 calls made that evening.
Johnny's mom.
Listen, ma'am, I am a concerned mother. Okay, 4 cop cars were already out at this residence. They're not there, and her car is in the driveway. I want to know where my son's at. Okay. I want to know where my son and his girlfriend are at. I want to know if they got abducted by whoever tried to assault them and rob them. And it's pretty funny that this girl named Tiffany, which is there right now by the residence, waits 2 hours to call somebody and report this.
Okay. Well, like I said, we were out there. There was nothing going on there.
Oh.
Clearly, there was.
Hey, where's my son and his girlfriend and her car's in the driveway?
How would I know that, ma'am?
I need to report my son missing.
Oh, another man.
I have a feeling you set up my son. My son is missing. He's nowhere to be found.
Officers returned to the house where they found several people waiting at the property.
I'm pretty sure the people on, like the parents on the cruise wouldn't mind them breaking into the house for a reason like this, bro. Like, they wouldn't have minded you breaking it. I get you probably can't do that. They would but
Parents, May T and Johnny Clarke, May T's cousin, and Tiffany, the friend who had alerted Johnny's mother to the concerning phone call. Police searched the property for a second time. Blinds and shutters prevented them from seeing inside the house, and once again, they left. The Clarkes now searched the premises themselves. At the back of the house, Mr. Clarke spotted a window containing partially opened blinds. He hoisted May T's cousin up to peer through the slats.
so you told me the cops couldn't do that. I get you put someone on their shoulders to do that. Bro, they concerned about their kid, bro. And they're pretty bro.
You need to get the police out to Long Acre Lane. My son is in the basement tied up at his house. I just saw him through the window. The police were out here earlier and did absolutely nothing. All cell phones are on the ground and we can see the people. Him and his girlfriend are tied up in the basement.
Okay, alright, we'll get them out there.
Alright. Well, calm down. Like, not her. I'm not telling her to calm down. I'm telling the what's it called? A dispatcher, whatever you
All
call
cell
it.
phones are on the ground and we can see the people. Him and his girlfriend are tied up in the basement.
She been telling you how
We'll
this.
get them out there.
Get them cops out here. I told them earlier.
You need to calm down. We'll get them out there.
Bitch, bro, her son is tied up, and she been calling for y'all to do something for like probably 2-3 hours now because they went themselves for a few hours now. And you telling her to calm? That's her son, bro. What the fuck is you talking about? Calm down. She been told you there's something going crazy in that house, and y'all didn't do nothing. And y'all said the blinds were, bro. They went there, they themselves, and found their son on the basement, bro. Like what?
Yelling at me is unconscious. They're unconscious, ma'am.
Oh, okay, you said they're unconscious?
Yes.
Okay, alright.
Before officers could arrive, Mr. Clarke kicked in the front door.
Like, if you're gonna do that job,
floor of the kitchen.
Like, don't tell the people to calm down, bro. Like, that's the worst thing you could tell to someone that, like, telling someone that's panicking about their kid, bro. That's the worst thing you could say.
Johnny and Lisa
The fuck?
laying
I'm
on
not
the
trying to
floor
hear
with
calm
their
down. I'm trying to
hands
hear y'all
bound
coming
with
over
duct
here.
tape and plastic bags over their head.
Oh wait,
He
what?
ripped
Wait,
open
what?
the door. On the
Wait,
floor.
my bad.
Before officers could arrive, Mr. Clarke kicked in the front door. On the floor of the kitchen, he found Johnny and Lisa laying on the floor with their hands bound with duct tape and plastic bags over their head. He ripped open the bags only to find that his son and Lisa were dead.
Imagine.
I found them,
Bro.
and I ripped off the bag off my son's head.
You found them tied up, with bags around their head.
Then went to her and did the
Are you
same.
serious? They had to find. They had to discover their kids.
Was the first on the scene. Soon it would be swarmed with police and forensic experts. Lisa and Johnny lay on their backs on the kitchen floor. Both their hands and Johnny's ankles had been bound with black duct tape. Plastic grocery bags had been placed over their heads and secured around their necks with duct tape. Their deaths would later be recorded as due to strangulation from the duct tape and asphyxiation. Moving room by room, investigators documented the crime scene. Downstairs, a plant pot and a clock had been knocked over. Cabinets lay open. Broken pieces of a cell phone were scattered across the floor, and a torn photo of the couple was left in the sunroom.
Damn, what?
The door between the garage and the kitchen showed signs of bowing at the deadbolt. Upstairs had been ransacked, the master bedroom in particular.
Damn.
Dresser
Wait,
drawer
it was like a robbery or was this a fight?
open and emptied, and the mattress was pushed off of the box spring. Clothes had been flung around the walk-in closet, and a dresser pushed forward.
Robbery?
A panel behind the dresser led to a crawl space that had been opened, and a hole had been made in the drywall. The lock on Lisa's bedroom door showed inward impact damage. If this was a botched robbery, it was a strange one. 6 envelopes containing 4.6 million in Iraqi dinars was left discarded, the equivalent of about $4,500.
So
Other
they left
valuables,
that?
including laptops and jewelry, were also untouched.
So what, did they try to make it look like a robbery gone wrong, or was it? I feel like I think it might have been a rob. They like I'm still thinking about the person in the beginning that said it sounded like Johnny knew them. So I feel like they knew him. Someone went south and they made it pretend like it was like a robbery, you know, like.
Only 2 $20 bills were taken from the house.
Come on, you doing a robbery? You kill the people. You only take $20?
Traders had been looking
No.
for something specific.
No.
Police began piecing together a picture of what had happened. The perpetrators, they believed, had entered the house via the garage door. Johnny and Lisa had likely spotted them and attempted to block them from entering the house, hence the damage to the internal door. At some point, Lisa had likely fled and locked herself in her bedroom before the door had been forced inward. Police concluded that more than one perpetrator must have been involved. The timing of the attack suggested they knew the Straubs were away and therefore had some connection to the couple. Other clues suggested the attack had been planned. The duct tape had been brought to the house, as well as the plastic bags. And then there was the unusual MO. These murders would have taken time to execute. They smacked to police of something personal. On March 1st, police announced at their press conference their belief that Johnny and Lisa had been specifically targeted.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like they made it pretend like it was a robbery gone wrong, bro. It wasn't. It was a target.
Inside in this suburban neighborhood made national headlines. Police came under fire by journalists for failing to enter the home early.
Good.
Joey Jackson, do you realize that the police, in coming there 2 different times, the first time they stayed, I think, 11 minutes, the second time they came 30 minutes, they knew that the 911 call said that the son had said, "Who are you? Why are you here?" And it's the family that had to find the bodies with the plastic bags over the heads?
This is a horrific circumstance, by all means, Gene. I mean, listen, in terms of probable cause or objective standard, whatever you want to call it, there's more than ample here. You have a phone call to 911 repeatedly by the mother. You have the girl who's describing the friend who's saying it's ransacked, the lights are on, you have the car there, and they're not there. It's problematic. And even if you say there was no objective, credible reason or probable cause, Gene, what about an exit exigent circumstance. Something needed to be done. Something needed to be done immediately, and it wasn't done, and it's unfortunate. And I hate to besmirch the character of our members in blue. They protect us. They keep us safe, but something is amiss.
Reporters and internet sleuths, meanwhile, went into overdrive, speculating over motives and digging into the backgrounds of everyone involved. And there was plenty of dirt to uncover. Both Johnny and Lisa had grown up in loving homes. They had been well-adjusted, and they were athletic teens who were liked by all of their peers. But teenage partying had turned into regular drug use, and by 2011, both were habitual users of pharmaceutical painkillers. At 18, Johnny had spent a year in jail for robbing 2 men at gunpoint.
Damn,
Former friends had distanced themselves. Their social circle had come to include...
Did he rob him over drugs? Because people do not play, bro. People do not play about drugs, money, nothing.
Seriously shady characters, many with long rap sheets for drug and violence-related crimes. Police now depended on this community for leads on the couple's killers. Of the numerous items taken from the house, only small samples of DNA evidence had been recovered. These had been lifted from the duct tape binding Johnny, the inside of Johnny's pockets, Johnny's cell phone, and a half a dozen cigarette butts, including one that had been conspicuously discarded near the door to the garage. This DNA identified as belonging to 5 different unknown males and females. No matches were found for the profiles on CODIS. Detectives were left with the job of collecting DNA samples from all of those connected with the couple. In the coming weeks, they would go.
You know, if the killer was involved in that, and he's like close to them, and he's taking that DNA, that you know damn well he's shitting bricks or she, but you know that person's shitting bricks if they bring you up for a DNA test and you did it.
Swabs from nearly 40 people and conduct dozens of interviews in an attempt to establish potential leads. It would be a process more complicated than anyone could have imagined. Many of the couple's so-called friends were reluctant to divulge information that could put them on the wrong side of the wrong people or implicate themselves in a different felony. Many had had issues with Johnny, who owed money to people and had a reputation for bragging. And a recent rumor who owed money to people and had a reputation for bragging.
Yeah, but people do not play about money.
Recent rumor had circulated that Lisa's parents owned a safe containing $100,000, a topic that had been discussed at length during a party just weeks before the murders.
Oh no,
Front and center of the police attention was
no. Why would you bring that up at a party, bro? No, bro, you cannot trust people at all, bro.
Williams, a girl who had overheard the start of the attack. Police would interview Tiffany several times, along with 17-year-old Zachary Burkett, who had gone with Tiffany to the house 2 hours after receiving the troubling call. At the time of the interviews, Tiffany was pregnant to a man named AP. AP was the ex-boyfriend of a girl called Alex Casino. They were names that would crop up again and again throughout the investigation. Tiffany told police that she and Zach had planned to meet the couple that night, which involved getting some pills and shooting some pool at the Straub home. Johnny had agreed to pick them up from East Toledo after Lisa had finished her shift at TGI Friday at 10 p.m. At 10:41 p.m., Tiffany had called Johnny to let him know they were heading out, but would be back in time for their lift.
Let's talk about talking to Johnny and Lisa. Was there supposed to be a party?
No party.
There wasn't supposed to be a party?
No,
they didn't invite anybody else over?
No, it was a last minute, hey, do you guys want to come over and play pool?
Okay.
A last minute thing. Nobody knew we was going out
And what time, do you remember about what time you guys were, was this on the phone?
Yeah.
All right, or texting?
No, it was we were on the phone.
But you're texting too, at the same time?
No.
I mean, if you're not, okay.
No, I had texted Lisa while she was at work. Because we had talked to Johnny, and Johnny said they were going to get pills when Lisa got off work. And I was like, can you find me one, and I'll give you the money back tomorrow. He said he had to ask Lisa, so I texted Lisa's phone. That's where the texting came in.
Okay.
Then by the time Lisa got off work, which was at, I'm guessing, 10 o'clock, Lisa had texted me back, and was like, you know, I thought you was a friend. And then that's when I called Lisa, like, no, you took that in the wrong way. It wasn't nothing like that.
Tiffany is referring to an argument she had had with the couple 3 days earlier over drugs.
I want to go over that conversation again in detail.
That's fine.
All right.
He's trying
call
to get
Johnny
her
on the phone.
He's trying to get her to slip up.
How many times did it ring, you think?
Change her stories.
Once or twice.
Okay, 1 to 2 rings. Picked it right up.
Mm-hmm.
You know it was Johnny?
Yes.
How long of a pause before he said anything?
He didn't say hello.
All right, so he never said anything.
Never said hello.
So, all right, so you're on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
How long before you hear anything on the phone? What did you?
Like, as soon as he picked it up, he didn't say hello to me, but he was like, bro, what are you doing?
All right, I want to get this down again. Bro, what are you doing?
Bro.
Okay.
Okay, and he said that approximately 3 times.
Bro, what do you do? Bro, what do you do?
Okay.
Then
all right, give me his voice. Was it, bro, what are you doing? Or, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, just like that.
He sounded pissed?
Yeah.
Did he sound scared?
No.
You just sounded pissed?
Just pissed, yeah.
All right, so you hear, bro, what are you doing 3 times? Johnny sounds pissed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then what'd he say?
Then the next thing he said was, who the hell are you?
Bro, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Who the hell are you? What? That doesn't even make sense.
How many times?
Once. And then that's when I heard the other person in the background, but I couldn't hear what he was saying.
This is crazy.
So you heard a voice in the background?
A guy voice.
You're sure it was a guy?
I'm positive it was a guy.
Oh, it's probably talking to a guy. Bro, what? I'm so confused.
Have you ever heard it before?
No. Well, I really couldn't tell.
So you picked up the phone, talking to the person in the room? That's what I'm getting.
Right.
Okay. All right, so then what?
Then he asked again, bro, what are you doing? After he said, who are you?
After the 3 times he said it here, he said it again.
Yeah, and that's when this guy was talking, so that's why I couldn't hear him, is because Johnny was saying, bro, what are you doing once again?
All right. Did you hear anything in the background, like a door close, footsteps? It sounded like Johnny was... Did he sound pissed here again?
Mm-hmm.
Did he sound pissed here?
Yeah.
Did he sound like he was out of breath?
No.
Did he sound like he was scared or nervous?
No.
Did he sound like he knew them people?
Mm-hmm. That's why I said I think that whoever did it, he knew.
Did Zach talk about the inside of that house? Did he say anything? Did you ever hear Johnny talking about a safe in that house?
Never once heard Johnny talk about a safe in the house. Never. I never heard Johnny talk about money being in that house. The only thing that Johnny ever bragged about was Lisa's family had money.
Okay.
That was the only thing.
Lisa's family had money.
Why had she not called authorities right away? Tiffany told detectives there were drugs in the house and she didn't want anyone to get in trouble.
Suspicious.
But she hadn't phoned anyone else for 2 hours, despite Lisa or Johnny no longer responding to calls or messages. And there were inconsistencies in her account that bothered police. Tiffany told detectives that Johnny's last words had been, "Tiff, I'll call you back." But she told Johnny's mother, May T, that she heard Johnny drop the phone. He couldn't do both. May T had also told
Tiffany, what the bro? That's how you know, bro. These killers don't even be having their story right, bro. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to fix something down here. Let me see if I'm still in the shot. Nah, I'm good. I'm straight. My bad. I see it.
that Tiffany had been concerned when she'd gone by the house because it looked like it had been ransacked. But officers who had visited the house that night reported being unable to see inside. 17-year-old Zach agreed to take a polygraph test, which he failed. But with no other evidence linking the couple to the crime, police turned their attentions to other leads. Phone records showed that minutes before Tiffany's call to Johnny at 10:41 p.m., Johnny had phoned a close family friend. According to this friend, Johnny had repeatedly told her that he was waiting for a visit from a dealer called Anthony Watson. As it happened, police had also received a tip that Anthony had been implicating his brother Chris in the crime.
Dealers really don't be playing like that,
According to this friend, Johnny
if you take money from a dealer, that shit could go south quick.
Repeatedly told her that he was waiting for a visit from a dealer called Anthony Watson. As it happened, police had also received a tip that Anthony had been implicating his brother Chris in the crime. Police now called Anthony in for questioning.
Did you see Johnny that day?
No, I didn't see him that day at all.
What time did you start talking to Johnny on the phone?
I probably talked to him in the morning, but when I started talking to him, like, I talked to him every day, all day, you know what I'm saying? When he was,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's what
he probably called
Sus.
in the morning when he woke up, around like 1, you know, like he sleeps in a lot, so he probably called me around noon, 1, and I probably talked to him, and then when I talked to him, I think I talked to him when I was at my mom's house, and then when I left, we talked. And then
did he call your mom's house, or you at your cell phone?
My mom's house phone, probably my cell phone.
So Johnny called in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
But you never saw him?
Not that day.
When did you guys start making plans for him to come over?
When I was about to leave my mom's house. Well, he said he's gonna, when he gets off work, he's gonna come over. And then it ended up being, I think about like 9:30 when we got home from my mom's house. And then I was talking to him on the phone, and about 10:30 he called me, he said he was gonna come over, and then I was like, no, that's too late, I'm going to sleep, I got school in the morning.
Well, we've interviewed a lot of people, you know, I mean, you know, we've talked to a lot of people. I mean, you hear, I heard they had to come down and talk to cops. Do you have a feeling about who might have done this?
The person I thought had done it, I already passed the lie detector test, so, you know, person I had in my mind, the only person I could pop up and be like, oh, I think he did it.
Right.
I already passed the lie detector.
All right, you're talking about AP.
Yeah.
All right. Who do you think he'd have done it with?
See, I have no idea. You know,
I think you do have an idea.
I know who it was when AP came into my house. You know what I'm saying?
Who was he with?
Well, this is what the word on the street was. He was with Mike Gonzalez and Adam Gonzalez. It was them three.
When they robbed you, AP was with Mike and Adam Gonzalez.
That's what the word on the street was. You know what I mean?
The AP Anthony mentions here is the same AP that Tiffany had spent hours with on the day of the murders, and who was the father of her baby.
That's a word. That was a word on the street. That wasn't, for facts, for sure. I never even know if AP was actually one did it, but that's what everybody said.
All right. Let's take Mike and Adam Gonzalez out of that picture right there, and you got AP. Who else?
I have no idea, to be honest. No idea.
What about Chris?
My brother?
Yeah.
He don't like AP. They tried to kill me. You know, like my brother's not gonna hang out with AP. You know, they came in my house shooting. He ain't gonna hang out with AP. He don't like the kid. He wanted to fight him, and I was like, bro, just leave it alone. I don't know if he's the one did it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna come right out and ask you, did you ever make the statement, I think my brother Chris did this?
No.
You didn't say that to anybody?
No.
So if more than one person would have sat here and told me that Tone said that he thinks his brother would have done this, everybody else is lying?
Yeah, they have to be. They ain't hearing from my mouth, I'll tell you that. People talk, you know?
I know people talk, but I think you're lying to me right now, Anthony.
No.
I think you have a feeling of who might have done this, and the reason you have that feeling is because, do you know something?
I know nothing.
Anthony suggested that police look more closely at another of the couple's friends, a girl by the name of Alex Cosino.
God damn, bro, this is wild. I'm all over the place right now.
Alex was a single mom of two who had been involved in 2 bust-ups with Johnny.
I watch detective shows all the time trying to figure out who the hell did it. Bro, this shit wild. Like, this is the real deal. Like, this ain't no show where, like, you could, like, see it come from a mile away who did it, but this is real life.
Just 2 months prior to the murders.
Wait.
No. 21-year-old Alex was a single mom of 2 who had been involved in 2 bust-ups with Johnny, one just 2 months prior to the murders. In October 2010, Johnny and Lisa had visited Alex and noticed she had a pit bull puppy that wasn't being cared for properly. They offered to buy it off her and agreed to pay $100, but they only ever paid $50. Alex admitted to police that she had been furious at the time, but they soon resolved the issue. Then, around Thanksgiving 2010, Alex bought a car off Johnny, who, according to Zach, was desperate for cash. Not long after she had made the first payment of $750, half of the full amount to the car had broken down. Alex refused to give more money for the car.
Did you use, with Johnny, pills?
Yeah.
Smoke weed? Did you buy your weed from Johnny?
No.
Did you buy your pills from Johnny? Who'd you buy your weed from? I mean, I know all the players in this thing.
Yeah,
I really do.
No, I know you do. But see, there's a lot of, like, with this whole situation, like, I'm from the east side. I'm not from the south side. So, like, a lot of people there I know, I really don't know them, though. Because they won't, like, talk to me. They won't have nothing to do with me because I am from the east side.
All right. All right. So, okay, after Johnny and Lisa broke up, you guys sleep together. Did you still see Johnny every so often at a...
We just, like, in traffic, like, bumping each other, like, out and about, you know.
Okay.
But, like, we didn't really hang out or nothing like that.
Johnny had some good friends.
Johnny had a lot of good friends.
Right. He had, well, one of his good friends was Tiffany. Did you know Tiffany?
Yeah, you know I know Tiffany. Her father, child's father's killed at my house. So, I know Tiffany.
Okay.
We don't get along.
You don't get along with Tiffany? You talk to Zach a lot on the phone. A lot.
I know. I call him all the time. It's my little...
What are you guys talking about?
I just tell him random stuff. No, I don't get my pills every off anymore. That's what's so crazy. But
so you've talked to Zach a lot since this whole thing's happened.
That's like Zach's like my family knows Zach. My kids know Zach. Like they love him.
What's Zach been like since the homicide? How's he been acting?
The same.
Same as always?
Yeah.
Well, I know Zach's got a real bad drill problem.
Real bad. That's why I'm glad he's doing it right now. I just actually, unless they took my letter, there's I wrote Zach a letter. The whole entire time, like I mean, basically, I felt like he was putting me in a corner because he kept begging me to buy the car off him. Like he really needed the money. I really need the money. I really need the money. I'm like, okay, well, I had $59, but I didn't want to give him all my money, so I told him I'll give you half.
Where'd you get that kind of money?
Huh?
Where'd you get $1,500?
Just from like, you know, holidays and stuff.
No.
But
no.
I don't know if it's from around. But so
she did not get the legal way.
I'd rather wait. He just pestering me will not stop. Like he's begging me. Like he's really literally begging me. Like, and I was Johnny. Like what if you just take off with my money, you know? And so by the time we got back to Zach's house, we reached an agreement that I give him half money, $750. And then it was a big situation with his mom. His mom is like certifiably crazy.
You're talking about
my day?
Yeah.
Yeah, certifiably crazy. Like before this happened, she's nuts. Like,
okay. So now you've got the car.
Well, see, that night everything was like, on eggshells with my day about the car.
Right.
But the next day, things were fine. Like it was a big deal, but it wasn't a big deal because she knows Johnny made that decision. And
okay.
She couldn't
well, it was Johnny's car.
Exactly.
He bought that money with his money, or bought that car with his money.
She was just trying to, be a mom, and I understand though.
She
and
was looking out to make sure that he didn't get taken.
I didn't even want to buy the car. Like I felt Johnny just would not stop. Like he was so incessant. It was just, I just like, shut up here, take it. Like I don't care. I do need the car. Yeah. I got the money for it, so just shut up, please.
Okay. Like, so did you never got it transferred into your
name? No, never got it switched over because I was gonna wait till I finished paying him.
All right. So you didn't pay him the rest because
the tire fell off.
Did you hit something?
No.
Did you?
No.
Hit a pothole? Did you hit a guardrail?
No, I didn't hit anything.
How long after you bought the car did the wheel fall off?
Like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks.
This is after you moved to Berry Street?
Yeah.
Okay.
Johnny's father had picked up the car from Alex.
Bro, I'm so quiet right now because we just watching this, you feel me? Like I don't know what else to say. Feel me? I watch detective shows, but I'm not really a detective, you feel me? I'm a false detective. So
Berry Street?
Yeah.
Okay.
Johnny's father had picked up the car from Alex and would later testify that Alex had threatened Johnny over the phone. Others would later testify that Alex had also threatened Lisa.
What?
Alex willingly gave her DNA to police, which was not a match. She told detectives that she believed someone had murdered Johnny and Lisa over money owed, and Johnny, she said, owed thousands.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You cannot play with people's money, bro. Like, it's never to a point where you have to kill someone over money, but like, people out here are really crazy, and you give them any motive, they will do some crazy shit. 9 months.
Anthony
9
Watson
months after the murder, what the hell? Better be something crazy.
Thousands.
9 months after the murders.
Anthony Watson returned to police with a scenario he'd heard from a female friend, in which 3 men, including someone by the name of Samuel Williams, had attempted to rob the Straub home. He told police that according to the girl,
I'm trying to put this. Who the fuck is Samuel Williams? And where did he come from?
Which 3 men, including someone by the name of Samuel Williams, had attempted to rob the Straub home. He told police that according to the girl, they had been looking for heroin and the rumored safe.
They wasn't faced, you know what I mean? I guess it wasn't seen by face, but it was, you know what I mean? I guess it was, from what it was, she told me they were masked up, you know what I mean?
Who was messed up?
Masked.
Oh, masked?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So he confronted somebody.
Yeah, he confronted when he walked out. And they pushed him back inside. They brought him back inside, and that's when they all were damaged from the house. And couldn't find shit. They couldn't find no safe, nothing. So I guess they started checking in walls.
So wait, why didn't this come out 9 months earlier?
Find shit. They couldn't find no safe, nothing. So I guess they started checking in walls and shit.
Anthony told detectives that the woman had also placed herself at the scene of the crime. She was someone that police had already interviewed several times, he said, who had previously slept with Johnny, but now passionately hated him. After this tip-off, a pending felony burglary charge against Anthony would be reduced to a misdemeanor, but any further cooperation he could have offered ended with his life in 2018 when he was gunned down by an unknown assailant. Police now had a breakthrough. The new operation he could have offered ended with his life to a misdemeanor, but any further cooperation he could have offered ended with his life in 2018.
Whoa. So was it?
A pending felony burglary charge against Anthony would be reduced to a misdemeanor, but any further cooperation he could have offered ended with his life in 2018 when he was
8 years later though. Like, wait. So he was the murders happened in 2010. He was cooperating. He was killed in 2018.
Gunned down by an unknown assailant.
Damn.
Police now had a breakthrough. The Newport cigarette butt found near the garage door contained DNA evidence that was a 50-50 match for 2 individuals, Samuel Williams and Cameo Petaway.
So he had it right. Samuel Williams is. He said Samuel Williams was one suspect, so he had it.
Match for 2 individuals, Samuel Williams and Cameo Petaway, the same Sam who had been named in the tip-off by Anthony Watson. 22-year-old Sam Williams had been in and out of jail for years. Sam and Cameo were childhood friends and known to share a cigarette or 2. Cameo had done several stints in prison and had reportedly been overheard saying he was looking for a big hit. Sam, it seemed, had been trying to turn his life.
Bro, you would see a guy walking down the street, you would not think he's a freaking killer. What?
He had received his GED in 2010, and by the autumn of 2011 was studying sociology and criminal justice. Police arrested Sam while out buying cigarettes. He would later say that he thought it was for a probation violation over domestic violence charges, and had only become worried when he saw the FBI badges.
You know a guy named John Clarke? You don't know John Clarke? You know a young lady named Lisa Straub? No? Don't know John Clarke? Don't know Lisa Straub? Have you ever been to that house? It's in Springfield Township?
No.
Okay. You sure?
Positive.
All right.
They're gonna catch him at the scene.
All right. Some more names? Yeah. You know, I'm gonna throw some names at you. You know, you tell me, you know, Tone Watson? You know Tone? Anthony, Tone. Always hangs out with
I know a couple of Tonys, but you don't go by Tone.
Well, Anthony, Tony, hangs with a mixed dude, Zach, Fat Zach. You know, Fat
Who's
Zach.
the Tonys you know?
Yeah.
I know one from the east side, Scarlett, my baby mom's other baby dad, Anthony Wolf.
Can we get to the meat of what we want to talk to you about then? We
little problem at that house last winter. Did you hear anything about it?
No.
Okay. A couple of kids were found dead in there.
I'm assuming that murder. My bad for them. I think the murders have been 2018 as well. I think the 2010 that I'm thinking of is what, like, since then they've been on and off as a couple. You feel me? My bad. My bad.
Young adults. And they were probably the victim of a burglary. They got bum rushed in the place. You know what we're talking about, bum rushed? Somebody just crashes in on you, maybe robs you, burglarizes your house. I mean, you know what we're talking about? Yeah, okay. So that's what happened to these young couples.
So how did my name get brought up in this?
Science.
Science. Science.
I don't understand how.
You can't beat science, my boy.
Remember when these guys respond to the scene?
They get DNA.
You're a criminal justice major, right? You cordon off the area. Everybody that is involved in that scene goes in, they start collecting evidence. Okay? These guys collected a lot of evidence. And they had a lot of evidence tested for DNA. You know what DNA is?
Then match half yours.
Okay, explain to us what you think DNA is.
You. Saliva, whatever.
Saliva, poop, piss, skin cells, hair, follicles, all that stuff gives up an individual characteristics. Do you buy that? Based on what you've been taught in school?
I haven't. I'm only doing my, like, basic courses right now. I'm not doing...
They will tell you soon enough that DNA is like fingerprints. You know, there's no two fingerprints that are alike. There's no two DNAs that are alike. Now, when these guys collected a lot of pieces of evidence in there that were involved in this crime, they sent it down to Bowling Green for testing. Okay? And items in that scene came back with your DNA on it. Okay? How do you explain?
At the moment, what do you guys, bro? At the moment, you know, he's like, fuck, they got me, bro. They got me. It's over at this point.
How can we explain that?
I have no idea.
I have
You've
no
never
idea.
been to that house.
Never been
You
to that
don't know
house.
those kids.
I don't
Yeah.
And your DNA's in that house.
Cap. This fat ass out of
No
here.
idea.
know. No.
Do you understand where that puts you? Do you understand where this is going?
In September 2011, Sam pled not guilty to the murders.
Wait.
In September 2011, Sam pled not guilty to the murders of Johnny Clarke and Lisa Straub. Soon after, Kemio Petaway was arrested and indicted as an accomplice. The entire case for both rested on a small amount of DNA found on a single cigarette butt. But within days, that would change. While being held at the Lucas County Jail, Sam began making phone calls using another inmate's PIN, a tactic to evade police tracking phone calls on specific inmates. The calls were made to Stephen Petaway, Kemio's brother, and the content of those calls were damning. During one call, Sam said, "When you was in the joint, man, we took off, man. That was supposed to be me and you, but you know, little bro had to step up and take your spot, man." Stephen Petaway responded, "Yeah, but you know he ain't gonna do it right like I would do it right." In a later interview with investigative journalist Brian Duggar, Sam would claim that the calls were taken out of context. Sam claimed he had been referring to the prostitution racket he had going on with Stephen Pettaway, not the murders. In another conversation, he told Stephen that he'd effed up and was going away for a long time. But this, he said, was a reference to not having sold the drugs that he had in order to afford a decent lawyer. Meanwhile, a woman named Destiny Madrid came forward claiming that she was with Sam the night of the murder.
He was with me that night. And I want to say, I'm not quite sure, but I want to say that we had went to the Bedford Hotel that night. But I'm not sure. I haven't went to the hotel. I don't know if I can go to the hotel and get the records.
All right, what if I clear it up for you? What if I tell you that you're not on the video?
What do you mean?
The bottom line is video.
Right.
So you or Sam are not on that video that night inside the bottom line. Or whatever bar it is.
Get your dumb ass out of here.
Yeah.
We were sitting right by the front door. Like, that table by the front door, it was like right there. There was 4 seats. And I don't know who the other guy that was with us, but I know it was me, Sam, and Larry. And then there was another person, but I don't know what his name was.
Yeah, he's nice and said, shut the fuck up.
Here's the door and the table, like, right there. We were sitting right there. Like,
what was that TV there?
The NFC football game.
The NFC? Oh, the championship game?
Yeah. It was, I want to say it was a Sunday. To be honest, I want to say it was a Sunday that we were there. Because Sundays, they normally have karaoke, but I think the karaoke was not there that night.
Detective Kozak's challenge was a bluff. The bar had no CCTV camera, but despite this,
Okay.
The bar had no CCTV camera, but despite this, Destiny would never be called on to testify at Sam's trial. Soon afterwards, a jailhouse informant by the name of Eric Yingling came forward. Yingling was being held on the same floor of the Lucas County Jail as Sam and had gained his trust by explaining that he'd already been sentenced and therefore had nothing to gain from being a snitch. Yingling told police that Sam had gone into elaborate detail on his role in the murders of Johnny and Lisa.
Oh shit, you got an inmate snitch, bro. Oh god, bro. Why would you brag about that, bro? Like, how long have you known this person and inmate? They probably say I just didn't pay attention. But why would you, like, openly say you did it? Let's see.
This is an abbreviated version of his account. He did tell me that he went through the garage and there was an entrance door to the home. Johnny Clarke was on the phone and he said that he went into the house and they started yelling and getting violent with it. And Johnny Clarke told Lisa to go upstairs and they started yelling and screaming about where's the
See, his story is kind of making sense too, like,
where's the money? And they're telling them there's nothing there. They were searching for the stuff and couldn't find anything. Lisa had gone upstairs and went into a locked room. Sam had to push his way through the locked door to get in there and bring her out and bring her downstairs. They were trying to torture Lisa, for lack of better words, to motivate Johnny to tell them, hey, here's where the money is, here's where the drugs are. And it never happened. On the third time that Lisa passed out, she never woke up. Sam and Cameo, at that point, went into the garage. While they were in the garage, Eric Taylor was inside, killing Johnny Clarke. Cam Pettaway, by Sam's word, is the one who had killed Lisa Straub, but they did not go there to kill anybody. Yingling also said that they had found some foreign currency in the Straub home, but they didn't know how to exchange it for U.S. currency. The jury trials for the two men took place simultaneously in July of 2012.
So it did happen in 2011. So I'm confused. So the dude that was cooperating passed away at 2018.
Floors of the same courthouse. The defense team in both trials argued that there had been errors made in collecting the evidence at the crime scene and that nothing definitely proved the cigarette butt had been left there the night of the murder, or left there by Sam or Cameo. Neither Sam nor Cameo were the source of the DNA found on the duct tape, Johnny's clothing, or the broken cell phone. The prosecution argued that gloves may have been worn. Cameo Petaway was acquitted on the grounds that the burden of proof had not been met. The prosecution of Sam Williams, however, had not only the DNA evidence, but the jailhouse phone calls.
But the other guy had DNA too, but...
However, had not only the DNA evidence, but the jailhouse phone calls and the testimony of informant Eric Yingling.
So dumb.
Detective Kozak testified that the information about the Iraqi currency... Eric Yingling. Detective Kozak testified that the information about the Iraqi currency was not public knowledge and something only the killer had known. On July 27th, Detective Kozak calls and the testimony of informant Eric Yingling. Detective Kozak testified that the information about the Iraqi currency was not public knowledge and something only the killer had known.
Oh, yes, sir. Good stuff.
July 27th, 2012, a jury found Samuel Todd Williams guilty of 2 counts of aggravated murder, kidnapping, and burglary. He was sentenced to 2 life terms without the possibility of parole.
Stupid.
Justice had prevailed. Or had it?
Wait, what?
In 2021, a deep dive investigation into the case by journalist Brian Duggar explored the various holes in the case against Sam Williams. Duggar revealed that information about the Iraqi dinars had been public knowledge as early as 3 days after the murder. It was mentioned on CNN. Yingling later admitted that his wife had researched the case online. During Sam's trial, his alibi...
Oh my God, it's falling apart, bro. This dude gonna get set free?
...of the murders and the evidence and... During Sam's trial, his alibi for the night of the murders and the evidence and affidavits supporting that were not made available. Destiny Madrid had been arrested for obstructing justice shortly after her interview with police. Sam maintained in his interview with Duggar that he was at the Bottom Line bar on the night of January 30th for a friend's 21st birthday.
I know that I was at the Bottom Line bar watching the Pro Bowl with a few other people, which one was Destiny Madrid, the girl that got arrested on my case. My cousin Larry Gilhouse was there. Eddie Flores was there, and there was other people that was in that bar, obviously.
Sam also claimed that phone records showed that his phone pinged off a cell tower near the bar at 10:27 p.m., 20 miles from the home of Lisa's parents, placing him far away from the scene of the call that was overheard by Tiffany at 10:41 p.m. The call was to Destiny, who was on her way to the bar. But Sam admits that he had at least 3 cell phones at the time of the murders, and there was no proof that the number he refers to was his. About one thing, there seems to be a consensus. It would have taken more than one man to overpower Johnny and Lisa. Curiously, Cameo Petaway's cell phone did not receive or send any messages or calls from 6:35 p.m. on January 30th until 12:59 a.m. on January 31st. Journalist Brian Duggar is pushing for police to use more advanced DNA technology to help identify the other perpetrators in the attack. One person in particular, he suggests, has not shared all that she knows with police. That person, he says, is Alex Cosino. Alex was the only person who knew both Sam Williams and Johnny Clarke. Alex had known Sam since she was 13 years old and considered him as a brother. Prior to their arrests, Alex admitted that she hung out a lot, very often, with Sam and Cameo. During her court testimony, she admitted to sending this threatening message to a girl in the early morning hours of February 1st, just 2 days after the murders. Paraphrasing, "You don't know me. I do this kind of thing. Watch the news. These people get duct taped and tied up and left for dead. You should have asked me, and I would have told you who I am.
That's a little specific. That's exactly what the fuck just happened.
Period. And there are others too. In September 2016, Johnny's parents, along with police veteran Frank Ramirez, were convicted of hatching a plot to kill Tiffany Williams after firing shots at her from a car. Tiffany claimed parents along too. In September 2016, Johnny's parents, along with police veteran Frank Ramirez, were convicted of hatching a plot to kill Tiffany Williams after firing shots at her from a car. Tiffany claimed in court that she had been stalked and harassed since the night of the murders. Meanwhile, friends and family of both Lisa and Johnny were left to pick up the pieces.
I feel numb to the whole situation. It's been very tough on me. Again, she was my best friend, so I've kind of just...
And for parents, there's no respite from the pain. If you found this case compelling...
So they really don't even know if they found the real... Like, bro, what? That's yo, that story is wild. Bro. That shit was crazy. But if you enjoyed that, subscribe and I wrote 2K on family will still went down, bro. That is nutty. So did they even find the right person? Cause then, like, bro, what? I was hoping they would have found the right person with crazy evidence, bro. His DNA is at the scene, supposedly. That dude could have made it up because his wife did research at the crib. But I don't know, bro. That is wild.